Welcome to my channel Mintage Mysteries, where every coin has a hidden story. If you love discovering hidden treasures and uncovering coin secrets, you're in the right place. We're on a quest to solve the puzzles behind the world's most fascinating coins. From rare errors to legendary rarities, let's dive into the mysteries of numismatics. The 1986 1-cent penny, part of the ongoing tradition of American coinage, reflects a combination of historical significance, thoughtful design, and technical composition. This coin, minted during the administration of President Ronald Reagan, holds particular importance in the ongoing evolution of U.S. currency, which continues to showcase a balance of tradition and modern needs. In terms of composition, the 1986 penny is made of a copper-plated zinc alloy. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint had transitioned the penny from being composed primarily of copper to a core of zinc coated with a thin layer of copper. The new alloy was developed to reduce the cost of producing the penny, as copper prices were on the rise. The 1986 penny, like its immediate predecessors, features a core of 97.5% zinc, with the remaining 2.5% being copper, which forms the outer layer. The change in composition did not affect the coin's size or weight, maintaining the historical parameters for the penny, which weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. The design of the 1986 penny remains largely unchanged from the previous decades, continuing the legacy of the iconic imagery introduced in 1909. The obverse, front, of the coin features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who is one of the most revered figures in American history. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, has been the standard for the penny since its introduction. The portrait of Lincoln is set against the backdrop of the words, "In God We Trust," which has appeared on U.S. currency since the 1860s. The date of the coin and the inscription Liberty also appear on the obverse, along with the mint mark indicating the mint facility where the coin was produced. The reverse of the penny, created by Frank Gasparo in 1959, depicts the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a tribute to the nation's history and Lincoln's legacy. Gasparo's design was chosen after a public contest to replace the earlier reverse design of two wheat stalks, which had been in use since the coin's introduction. The design of the memorial is surrounded by the inscriptions United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, as well as the denomination of the coin, 1 cent. The 1986 penny, like all pennies minted since 1959, is distinct in its symbolic imagery. The Lincoln Memorial represents the enduring nature of the nation and the values it was built upon. The design of the coin as a whole, with its blend of historical figures and national landmarks, reinforces a sense of continuity and pride in American heritage. Throughout the years, the penny's design has remained relatively consistent, serving as a connection between generations of Americans. The design choices for the penny were aimed not only at honoring historical figures and events, but also at creating a coin that is easily identifiable and reflects the nation's character. The use of the penny as a small but significant form of currency has made it an enduring symbol in everyday life. While many have debated the practical value of the penny in modern economics, the 1986 penny is an example of how the U.S. Mint continues to strike a balance between tradition and modern needs. Its composition, unchanged size, and recognizable design all play a part in its continued circulation, making the 1986 penny a notable coin in the legacy of American currency. The 1986 1-cent penny, while widely circulated and generally considered of low value, has gained attention from collectors and numismatists due to certain rare variations and unique circumstances that significantly increase its worth. At first glance, most 1986 pennies may seem like a standard, everyday coin, but certain specimens possess characteristics that make them stand out and command a much higher price than their face value. To fully understand the rarity and high-value potential of these pennies, it's essential to explore the different factors that can contribute to their increased worth. The vast majority of 1986 pennies were produced using a standard composition of copper-plated zinc, introduced in 1982. Since the penny was no longer made from pure copper, it became a more cost-effective piece of currency for the U.S. Mint to produce. In 1986, billions of these pennies were minted, meaning that most of them remain readily available in circulation today and are typically worth only 1 cent. The abundance of regular 1986 pennies means they don't generally attract the attention of collectors who specialize in high-value coins. However, certain aspects can make a 1986 penny incredibly rare and valuable. First, the mint mark on a penny helps indicate where it was produced. In 1986, the U.S. Mint operated several facilities that produced coins, with the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints being the main sources for 1-cent coins. The location of minting can influence the rarity of the coin, but it is the specific characteristics of the penny that matter most to collectors. Proof coins are one such characteristic that can significantly increase the value of a 1986 penny. Proof coins are struck multiple times using specially prepared dies, resulting in coins with a higher level of detail and finish than regular circulation coins. These coins are typically minted for collectors and are produced in limited quantities. For the 1986 penny, proof coins were primarily minted at the San Francisco Mint and were intended for collectors rather than for general circulation. As these coins were produced in much lower numbers compared to standard circulation pennies, they are highly valued by numismatists. The rarity and high-quality finish of these proof coins make them worth significantly more than the typical 1986 penny, with some proof coins commanding several $100s when sold in perfect condition. Another key factor in the rarity of the 1986 penny comes from minting errors. While these mistakes are relatively rare, they can result in a coin becoming highly valuable. Some 1986 pennies were struck with off-center designs, which means the design of the coin was misaligned during the minting process. This error occurs when the coin is not properly centered on the die, resulting in a coin with a design that appears shifted. Off-center errors are highly sought after by collectors due to their uniqueness, and such pennies can fetch several hundred or even thousands of dollars depending on the extent of the misalignment and the condition of the coin. Other common minting errors that have been found in 1986 pennies include double strikes, where the coin is struck twice, creating a slightly overlapping image, die cracks, which are visible cracks that form on the die used to strike the coin and appear as raised lines on the coin's surface, and clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing due to a flaw during production. These errors are considered more than just imperfections. They are unique features that make the coin stand out in a collection and increase its desirability and value. The 1986 D penny, minted at the Denver Mint, is one particular example that has been known to be especially valuable. In rare instances, some of these pennies were mistakenly struck with the wrong type of metal planchet, which caused anomalies in the metal composition. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc alloy, these pennies were made with a different composition or had inconsistent color and texture. This mistake, though extremely rare, has led to the 1986 D penny becoming a coveted find among collectors. These unusual pennies, with their unusual metallic qualities, are worth much more than their regular counterparts and can sell for thousands of dollars when in pristine condition. In addition to this, there have been instances where specific 1986 pennies have fetched as much as $20,000 to $36,000 in auctions, though this is often reserved for coins in near-perfect or error-rich condition. Now, you might be wondering, why would a 1986 penny ever fetch such a high price? The answer lies in the unique combination of scarcity, historical significance, and collector demand. Over time, numismatists and investors have become increasingly aware of these rarer varieties of the penny, and their willingness to pay top dollar for these anomalies has contributed to the rising prices of such coins. The market for rare coins is often driven by individual interest and the need to complete specific sets, which makes finding a truly valuable 1986 penny all the more exciting. While most 1986 pennies are far from rare, the handful of unusual, error-rich, and special edition coins have the potential to surprise anyone looking for hidden treasures in their coin collections. For example, those rare pennies with off-center strikes or special minting errors can carry a price tag much higher than their usual counterparts. It's not impossible for the right error coin, especially one of these particular examples, to reach upwards of $36,000, and in some exceptional cases, this can even climb higher depending on the condition and rarity of the coin. In the end, the 1986 1-cent penny is a reminder of how seemingly mundane items can contain hidden value. While the overwhelming majority of these pennies are worth no more than their face value, there exists a select few with minting errors, unusual features, or special characteristics that make them worth far more. It's this mix of rarity and intrigue that makes some 1986 pennies valuable to the right collector. So, the next time you come across a 1986 penny, take a moment to carefully inspect it. It might just be worth far more than you initially thought.